Jamie, obviously the first place to start with this one is, does he put Cristiano Ronaldo in that first 11?
Well, there's not sort of great strength in depth now, certainly with Martial's injury, in terms of actually having a central striker. I thought Manchester United needed a striker, even if Ronaldo stayed this season. Cavani left at Ronaldo's age, but they haven't brought one in. They brought Martial back, he's injured, but he did say last week that Ronaldo maybe wasn't up to speed with the rest of the players with missing pre-season, so I think it's one of those where you can't really call it. If he does put Ronaldo in, he's putting Ronaldo in just for, maybe to lift the crowd and obviously his great ability of scoring goals. But if he maybe sticks to his word about him, pre-season being really important, I think we may find him on the bench.
Well, Erik Ten Hag said Cristiano Ronaldo is not up to full fitness, but Cristiano Ronaldo put up a post saying he's ready. Now, you've been in a dressing room. How does that kind of affect things? Do you think that's a little bit annoying for a manager?
I think it is 100%. I mean, Cristiano was so powerful just because of his social media presence anyway. I mean, him and Messi, they're almost as big as clubs, if not bigger in some ways, their own fan base. There's people here who are Ronaldo fans, maybe not even just Manchester United fans. That's how big these players are, and that's because they've been such great players, and we're talking about two of the greatest players in history. But that is one of the reasons why people are speculating, does Ronaldo stay? Does Ten Hag want him? Ronaldo's put, I think, a transfer request in and wants to move on right now. So every time Manchester United play now, every time Ten Hag picks a team, it will all centre around Cristiano Ronaldo. And I don't think that's healthy for a club of the size of Manchester United.
Especially a new manager who's come in and imposed his discipline and his authority on this team and clearly changed it structurally in terms of what we expect from a United team tactically. I was on pre-season with them and they were very impressive. What are you actually expecting to see of Ten Hag's United?
Well, a lot more organised Manchester United team. They just seemed like to play like a team of individuals last season. I mean, at both ends of the pitch, they're really poor and really open as a team defensively. And if they're like that today, they could get really exposed. There's a huge pitch at Old Trafford, and Brighton are a really good footballing team, as we saw last season towards the end at Brighton, where Brighton beat Man United 4-0. I mean, that can't happen. It shouldn't happen, and it won't happen today. But I'd like to see a Manchester United team who look well coached, really organised, and I think that's why they brought this guy in, because his Ajax teams looked exactly that.
In terms of United, and like we say, he's clearly come in and changed things. They do look like a team that's actually well coached now. But will there be frustration on his side that he's starting the season and he doesn't have all the tools he needs to work? We've known midfield has been a priority position for him to strengthen. Obviously, United don't have influence over Frankie de Jong and his dispute with Barcelona, but should they have moved on by now? And like we mentioned earlier, they need another forward in.
Yeah, it's going to be really interesting. I mean, I don't want to be too critical just yet because the window is still open, and if they get the deals done that they want, people will say, they're really savvy and clever. And before, we have criticised Manchester United just paying any fee just to get a player. So I'm sure they could just go and give Barcelona 100 million and it might be done, or pay de Jong's wages and he may come. There may also be the fact that he doesn't want to come to Manchester United, which is possibly a sobering thought and a painful one right now, and maybe tells you where Manchester United are right now in terms of not being in the Champions League. Maybe don't look like competing for the title, or we can't go for the Champions League this season for obvious reasons. So that might be a problem for them as well in terms of attracting players. I don't think money will ever be an issue here in terms of having the ability to go and buy the best players, but it's just whether those players want to come. And I think if de Jong doesn't come and they don't bring someone else in, it probably smacks a little bit of maybe David Moyes' first pre-season, where he was holding out for certain players and at the end didn't get those players in.
Now, we're talking about a shape of an incomplete squad here, and it's always too early to judge these things, but from what you've seen in pre-season and you've worked this opening weekend, do you think United are in with a chance of top four, or do you think Tottenham and the way Arsenal are looking probably make them and Chelsea a little bit outsiders to that Champions League spot?
I don't think many people would put Manchester United in the top four right now, but we've got to wait till the end of the window and see what happens. Manchester United could bring another striker in, could get De Jong over the line, and it's still Man United, and they've still got some top players. Let's not forget that. You know, the money they've spent on a lot of this squad haven't quite performed for different reasons, but if you've got a serious coach, I think he should be getting a lot more out of this squad than we have seen in the past. And you know, we can talk about them, you know, being outsiders for the top four. That's not right. That shouldn't be the case with Man United. But right now, I think that's where we're at. But I don't think that means they're miles away from the top four. Manchester United, if they have a good season this season with the players that they have, they've got a really good chance of really competing for the top four, and then it'll come down to small details.